This is Michael Lukes with CEO, and I'm joined by Lauren Rundquist of LaQuist. Lauren recently won the Collegiate Entrepreneurs Organization Award for Young Entrepreneur of the Year. Lauren, congratulations, and thanks a lot for joining me.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Michael.
Tell us about LaQuist.
LaQuist is a business that I started my sophomore year of college. It provides unique pieces of wearable art to customers in the form of shoes hand-painted with custom designs. I have an online boutique on Etsy where customers can request a custom pair of shoes. I primarily paint on canvas footwear like Toms, Converse, Vans, and Keds, and I freehand each design using a really high-quality, permanent, water-resistant acrylic paint. So after each shoe is then additionally sealed, the designs and colors will last the life of the shoes.
So what first inspired you to hand paint shoes?
Well, I've always been an artist, and I used to paint on the traditional flat canvas, but the only problem I saw with that was that, you could hang a canvas on your wall, but what you really wanted to do was share that artwork with everyone. So then, outside of my art, I really admired Toms as a company who has found a way to give back to the world around them. And one day I thought that, canvas Tom shoes were really just a three-dimensional version of the flat canvas I was already painting on. So I figured they would be the perfect medium to create pieces of art that could be displayed and shared in a special way.
So before you started doing that, was there a lot of thought done behind how you could make a business out of it?
I didn't have a ton of thought as far as making a business out of my painting. I knew I wanted to, make a business that incorporated art in some way, incorporated the way to give back to others. But, the idea for shoes really just sort of evolved into a business as opposed to me having a set plan to build it into a business.
So you've always been artistic, but are you just kind of warming up to your entrepreneurial side, or have you always had that piece of it as well?
Well, entrepreneurship has clicked with my art since before I can even remember. When I was in grade school, I used to make little items like bookmarks and jewelry to raise money for causes and organizations that were important to me. The older I got, the more those ventures sort of looked more like businesses. And then, like I said, when I was a sophomore in college, I decided to take things a step further, and I opened an online boutique on Etsy, and that's how LaQuist came to be.
Now, many young entrepreneurs seek out mentors and advisors. As an entrepreneur who is also an artist, who do you look towards for guidance and inspiration for your business?
Well, the first people I look to is my family. Entrepreneurship and the arts sort of runs in my blood. My great-grandpa and both of my grandpas, on both sides of my family, grew businesses from the ground up with very little to begin with. And from the time I was little, my parents and my extended family, they always sort of gave me the freedom to create with just anything colorful and messy that I could get my hands on. I never really felt like my dreams were too big to conquer or to at least try. So, I would say that I just look towards my family for guidance to begin with.
Congratulations again on being named the 2013 CEO Young Entrepreneur of the Year. How did you first become aware of the Collegiate Entrepreneurs Organization?
Thank you, first of all. I was so honored and excited to be named the Entrepreneur of the Year. I first heard about CEO from the advisor of the University of Missouri Entrepreneurship Alliance, which is an organization that I became involved with at my university. He felt that me and some of my classmates, who are all also very interested in entrepreneurship, would love to get involved with the organization and attend the national conference. So that's exactly what we did.
And tell us about your overall experience at the event.
Well, the CEO National Conference is really one of my favorite entrepreneurial events that I've been to while in college. I love the opportunity, any opportunity I can get to meet, other student entrepreneurs and to hear about what they're pursuing. And the conference is basically a group of over 1,000 students doing exactly that. I got to hear some really motivating speakers and hear advice from their personal experiences. And I think we all left just feeling really energized and inspired to continue to pursue our passions, and for me, just to continue to grow LaQuist to the best of my ability.
Now, you've also started a charitable organization, correct?
Yes, as a freshman, I started a charitable project called the Creativation Project. Basically, art and creativity has just been such a key part of my journey as an entrepreneur and just simply growing into adulthood. And I wanted to give children the opportunity to experience that same confidence and the opportunities that I've been given through my creative endeavors. So I started the Creativation Project with a mission to inspire children to creatively and confidently strive for success through art. So myself and other volunteers have visited local youth organizations with fun and educational activities to broaden children's creativity and explore their artistic abilities. Basically, we hope to serve as positive role models and friends to the artists and encourage them to pursue their goals in a creative way, whether those goals are art-related or not.
That's fantastic. And what's next for you and for LaQuist?
Well, recently with LaQuist, I've started offering high heel and wedge styles of my painted shoes, and I'm looking forward to introducing canvas tote bags and clutches in the near future. I just hope to continue to grow LaQuist as a brand that delivers unique pieces of wearable art and continue to find ways to give back and inspire creativity in others and just embrace that entrepreneurial spirit. I'm not exactly sure what LaQuist will look like, 10 years down the road, but I'm excited to see what I can do with it.
Cool. And what's your best piece of advice for a young artist?
My best piece of advice for a young artist is just to let their artwork be seen. I know that a lot of young artists are really humble or shy about showing off their work. I know that's how I always was. But what I realized through my business is that people actually do want to see your artwork. It makes them smile or it inspires them, or maybe just because they're curious. But I would just encourage young artists to share their creations with others, whether it's in art shows or by creating a blog or a Facebook page or even by starting their own business. They never know who they can impact with their work until they get it out there.
Okay, well, once again, this has been Michael LaQuist with Lauren Rundquist of LaQuist. Lauren, thanks again, and best of luck with your business.
Thank you so much.